على رسوله الكريم أما بعد سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Brothers and sisters, we continue our book Riyadh Saliheen by Imam Nawawi rahmatullah alayhi. This is the 45th chapter of the book, and the chapter is with regards to keeping the companionship of the righteous and wishing to be in their company. And the hadith for tonight is وعن عمر بن خطاب رضي الله عنه قال استأذنت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في العمرة فأذن لي وقال لا تنساني يا أخي من دعائك فقال كلمة ما يسرني أن لي بها الدنيا أو كما قال. The riwayah or the hadith is reported by Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu. This is the riwayah or the tradition from Abu Dawud and At-Tirmidhi, and who have reported this hadith to be Hasan Sahih. Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu reports and he mentions, and just a little bit about Umar radiallahu anhu, and as a quick refresher for me and all of us, that Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu is that same individual that for so many years stood against the Nabi of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to the extent that the people of Makkah had taken an oath and qasam and promise that the animals of Makkah can change, but Umar's heart will never change towards Islam. He was the person who took his sword to be unsheathed, meaning uncovered, and he walked in the streets of Makkah looking for the time and opportunity to na'udhu go and assassinate the Nabi of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is how far he had gone. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changes the hearts of people, then no one can ever stop. It was the ayats of the Quran from Surah Taha that melted his heart and Allah brought him towards Islam. And so close to Islam that the Nabi of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam mentioned with regards to Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu, لَوْ كَانَ بَعْدَ نَبِيٍّ لَكَانَ عُمَرٍ. If there was nabuwat, if there was prophethood after the Nabi of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, it might have been Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu. Meaning there's no prophethood after Rasulullah. Meaning that's how great of a characteristics that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had bestowed and granted upon him. So it is Allah who changes the hearts of the people. So Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu reports and he mentions and he says, استأذنت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في العمرة. I sought the permission of the Nabi of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to go and perform Umrah. We're in Medina with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the desire came to go and perform Umrah. So I asked the Nabi of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam the ijaza, the permission to go and perform Umrah. And at this moment, فَأَذَنَ لِي, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave me that permission, gave me the choice to go and perform Umrah. But as soon as I was leaving, the Nabi of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "La tansani ya akhi min du'aik." Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Oh my brother, my dear brother, do not forget me in your dua and supplication." This is what he said to Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu. He didn't say, "Oh Umar, make dua for me." He says, "La tansana." Do not forget us, ya akhi, oh my brother, fi du'aik, in your dua, in your prayer. Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu says, faqal, Umar radiallahu anhu says, kalimatun, this particular word that the Nabi of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, oh my brother, don't forget us in your dua. He says, kalimatun, this particular word is better for me, li biha ad-dunya, this world and whatever it contains. Even if you were to give me the whole dunya, this entire world, I wouldn't exchange it for this kalima that the Nabi of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told. Meaning when he called me his own brother and he told me not to forget him in dua. So few things to remember from this very hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Prayer that is made in the absence of someone else with sincerity is accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of the dua that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said is more readily accepted is when you make dua for your brother behind their back. When they are not present, but you ask Allah for dua for them. It's easy to make dua for each other in front of each other. But when they are not there and then you make dua for them, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said it is the most accepted dua in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we should make this as a habit, that if we know our brothers or sisters or people that we know that are going through some difficult time, please make dua for them. That is the most accepted dua in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when you make dua for others, inshallah, Allah will make it easy for you as well. Allah will accept your du'as and supplication. Number one. Number two, of course, the safar and the travel of Hajj and Umrah is a very sacred journey itself. And the Nabi of Allah sallallahu looking at the journey, looking at the virtues, had asked Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu to make dua. Ulama have also mentioned that it is mustahab. It is recommended that when a person is doing the course of Hajj, there are certain maqamat or places or occasions where dua is most readily accepted. Amongst them is the site of the Kaaba, the time or the place between the door of the Kaaba and Hajri Aswad. It is known as Multazam, the wall itself, where usually the security person is standing. That wall is known as Multazam. It is the occasion or the place where the dua is accepted. So if Allah gives someone the chance and opportunity to make dua, and of course dua for the entire ummah as well. And this is a reminder from the Prophet ﷺ for us as an ummah to, may Allah forgive you, not for us, but do not become selfish in your du'as. Remember the ummah. The treasures of Allah are infinite. There's the khazain of Allah are so much that if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was to give everyone what they wanted, there will be still enough in the treasures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, do not ask that, oh Allah, for this, and only for me. Even if everyone gets what they want, it will not empty from the treasures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So ask Allah through the mercy of Allah, the vastness of Allah, the ultimate treasures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah give us tawfiq and ability to practice, inshaAllah. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanaka wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la